Hello folks, and welcome back to our Fallout 4 Let's Play. So, I set up a little poll card. I don't know if you're watching this on mobile, how exactly those would work. But at least on PC, if you're on PC, you can generally click on the top right corner of where the stream is and vote whether or not we should kill Father upon first meeting him. Yeah, if you're on mobile, try and see if you can somehow click on that. Again, I have no idea how that works on mobile. But, and if you are on PC, try to vote there as well. We have a few more minutes until we get to meeting Father for the first time, and then I'll go to that poll and see what you all think as to whether or not we should kill him on our first little meeting. Okay, so in the last episode, we did all the stuff to get the generators ready to go. The generator is ready. We've also stocked up ourselves with a whole bunch of frag grenades. Not entirely sure if we will use them or not, but if we do, well, we'll go around planting them on people and killing them. At least that's my idea. It may not actually work. It might be that as soon as we plant one on someone that it'll turn them hostile and we'll have a bad time, but also another thing I should probably do is send Nick Valentine back home.
Still searching for him.
Just let me know when you manage to get your hands on him.
Pickle Mix says you just click thumbs up or thumbs down for the voting on mobile. Well, you could like or dislike. That is an option as well there, Pickle Mike.
Do something for you?
Dismiss.
Probably about time we parted ways.
Your call. You changed.
Alright, so let's send Nick back to Red Rocket. Ada, where you at?
Hey, Ada.
Is there something I can help you with?
Time for you to leave.
I wouldn't recommend that course of action.
And Ada will send you to Red Rocket. Alright, we're on our own. Omar says, I see no poll. Omar, are you on mobile or are you on PC?
I've checked and rechecked everything. I think the signal interceptor's ready to go. Are you?
Let's do this.
All right. Head up onto the platform and we'll see if I can find a signal to lock onto.
Omar says he's on PC. You should be able to. Shut up, Ingram. Let me check this real quick. So you should be able to just like hover over it, and then when you are doing that, at the top right, there should be a little eye icon, and it says from Newbie Plays Gaming. If you click on that, it brings up, do we kill Father upon first meeting? So go up there and do you see the little eye at the top right?
You wanted to get into the Institute, right? Well, what are you waiting for?
Oh geez, Ingram.
Let's see. Relays dialed in. Beam emitters warmed up. Everything looks green. Let me start scanning for the signal. Cross your fingers. I'm inputting the code now. Wow, there's a heck of a lot of interference and ghosting. It's gonna take a minute or two to lock in. By the way, this little trip you're taking is a heck of an opportunity to find out as much as we can about the Institute and what they're up to. I put a clever little program on this holotape that'll scan their network and download anything it finds. If you place it in any terminal down there, it'll do the rest. Bring it back to me and I'll see if I can make sense of whatever it found. Well, well. Looks like we have a winner! RF wave capture complete. Ramping the emitter. 60%, 80%. Emitter spiking but steady. All that's left is to throw the transmit switch. Transmitting in 3, 2, 1. Stay safe, soldier.
Whee! Oh yeah, I forgot that Maxon doesn't want us to immediately attack because we gotta get whatchamacallit. Well, we are now inside the Institute. Let's go a little sneaky here, or attempt to anyways. Alright, so we found a terminal. Hello there, Death Gun. Let's see. Which of those? Insert network scanner holotape. That's what I gotta do. Network scanner. Initiate network scan. Downloading, downloading, downloading. Scan complete. Internal network detected. And then I guess, well, let's see, access log, validation, X34 VR. Oh, those are interesting. Oh no, X324. Those are the actual ones. So let's eject the tape. Because, yeah, we gotta give that back to Ingram. Okay.
Hello. I wondered if you might make it here. You're quite resourceful. I'm known as Father. The Institute is under my guidance. I know why you're here. I'd like to discuss things with you face to face. Please, step into the elevator.
Well, I guess we're not being as sneaky as we may have wanted to be. Elevator access denied. Oh, now it's going. Okay.
I can only imagine what you've heard, what you think of us. I'd like to show you that you may have the wrong impression. Welcome to the Institute. This is the reality of the Institute. This place, these people, the work we do. For over 100 years, we've dedicated ourselves to humanity's survival. Decades of research, countless experiments and trials, a shared vision of how science can help shape the future. It has never been easy. And our actions are often misinterpreted by those above ground. Someday, perhaps, we can show them what we've accomplished. But for now, we must remain underground. There's too much at stake here to risk it all. As you've seen, things above are unstable. I'd like to talk to you about what we can do for everyone. But that can wait. You are here for a specific, very personal reason. You are here for your son.
Oh yes, Kayla remembers her stated reason for finding the Institute to at least some of those people who've wondered about it. Pickle Mike asks, why underground? Why not a badass flying fortress? It's a good question. I guess because it takes less energy to be underground than in a flying fortress. And Omar says this place is so clean. Yes, it is. Do I really have to talk to Sean there? I hope not.
Only opens with a key. Don't have the key. Sean?
Huh? Yes, I'm Sean.
God damn them. So many years stolen.
Who are you?
Come on, Sean. We need to go.
Father, what's going on? What's happening?
We're leaving this place. Together. Okay? Okay, Sean?
What's going on? Father? Father!
I'll kill them for this. All of them.
I don't know you. Go away. Father! Father, help me! There's someone here! Help me!
Damn it! Sean, open the door.
Father? Father, help me! She's trying to take me! Father, help me!
Pickle Mike says so much for immersive backstory. I know, right? Kind of goes against her whole thing here. If only all kids could be disabled that way.
The child's responses were not at all what I anticipated. He's a prototype, you understand. We're only just now beginning to explore the effects of extreme emotional stimuli. Please try and keep an open mind. Let's start under...
Oh, I didn't want to do that.
I am Father. Welcome to the Institute.
I could kill you. Right here. Right now.
Yes. Yes, you could. And I would be powerless to stop you.
God. All we're missing are the teacups and the white rabbit.
Ah, levity. Excellent. A sure sign that you adapt quickly to stressful environments. But I need you to realize that this situation is far more complicated than you could have imagined. You have traveled very far and suffered a great deal to find your son. Well, your tenacity and dedication have been rewarded. It's good to finally meet you after all this time. It's me. I am Sean. I am your son.
You know, I was trying to think of how I would explain away all of this. Because Kayla is not the sole survivor, nor is she like any relation to it. What I am thinking here, to explain all of this, is perhaps Sean thinks that this is his real mother.
Really is a matter of importance.
Since she used that as a means to explain her way into here. Now, what would she say? Pickle Mike says there is no explanation. I'm trying to think of something here, Pickle Mike. To not go along with the full story here.
Are you following?
Bullshit!
Is it? After all the things you've seen and experienced in the Commonwealth? Think about it. In the vault, you had no concept of the passage of time. You were released from your pod and went searching for the sun. You'd lost. But then you learned that your son was no longer an infant, but a 10-year-old boy. You believed that 10 years had passed. Is it really so hard to accept that it was not 10, but 60 years? That is the reality. And here I am, raised by the Institute, and now its leader.
Hell of a story, but I guess it does make sense.
I'm glad you're willing to accept the truth. It's quite encouraging. At that time, the year 2227, the Institute had made great strides in synth production. But it was never enough. Scientific curiosity and the goal of perfection drove them ever onward. What they wanted was the perfect machine. So they followed the best example thus far. The human being. Walking, talking, fully articulate, capable of anything.
Human synths? Really?
Human-like synths. A great distinction. The Institute endeavored to create synthetic organics. The most logical starting point, of course, was human DNA. Plenty of that was available, of course. But it had all become corrupted. In this wasteland, radiation affected everyone. Even in their attempts to shield themselves from the world above, members of the Institute had been exposed. Another source was necessary. But then the Institute found me, after discovering records from Vault 111. An infant, frozen in time, protected from the radiation-induced mutations that had crept into every other human cell in the Commonwealth. I was exactly what they needed. And so it was my DNA that became the basis of the synthetic organics used to create every human-like synth you see today. I am their father. Through science, we are family. The synths, me, and you.
I don't believe you. There's no way any of this is true.
I wish there was something to say. I know this isn't what you wanted, but it's the only truth I can offer you.
You're my son? Then prove it. Now.
I've already told you how I came to be here. I don't know what further proof I can offer that would convince you. I've shown you my trust. Your weapons haven't been confiscated, and I stand unarmed before you. Please, let's just talk.
If this is true, where do we start?
I know you must have questions. Please, anything I can do to help you understand.
Alright, interesting. We don't really have questions, though.
I don't want to hear any more right now.
Very well. The Institute is on the verge of some important breakthroughs. Your presence would be appreciated as we approach them. I've been a part of something amazing here. I've helped to build a life for myself and the people of the Institute. And now, after all these years, you have an opportunity to help with that. Doesn't that intrigue you? Isn't that what you want?
I won't be a part of this. I can't.
Why? Because of the reputation of the Institute. The Institute can provide a better life than anything above ground. You've been in the Commonwealth. You've seen what it's like. I assure you that you are better off with us.
Let's humor him for now, I suppose. Just to see. We may kill him by the end of the episode, though. Pickle Mike says, go look at the gorillas.
Things are pretty terrible up there.
I've seen it myself. I know. That is why we are so committed to creating a better life for ourselves here. And it's a life that you can now be part of. I simply ask that you give the Institute, me, a chance. A chance to show you what I've been telling you. We really do have humanity's best interest at heart. Will you take that chance?
All right.
Thank you. The Institute is now your home as much as it is mine. Please take some time, get to know it. Meet the people you'll be working with. You'll want to introduce yourself to the division heads. Dr. Fillmore in Facilities, Dr. Ao in SRB, Dr. Holdren in Bioscience, and finally Dr. Lee in Advanced Systems. They've all been notified of your arrival, of course. Meet them, and then we'll discuss what comes next.
It's interesting how he took a moment to think there in regards to Holdren and Bioscience instead of saying Dr. Virgil. Pickle Mike says, my castle was better than the Institute. So yeah, there is a better and safer place on the surface. True, true. Alright, let's find a place to save first. Oh, that's the little bed there. Alright, we'll just set down our camp right in the middle of the place. Alright, well at least he set us on the right course for where we need to go. At least as far as finding Dr. Lee. I was good there, Pickleback. I was good. I didn't say anything. Let's just check and see real quick. What's the poll currently say? Let's see. Maybe I have to reload it. Let's reload it and see what it says. So right now we're at 50-50 on do we kill Father upon our first meeting with him. So we'll let him live for now, I suppose. Alright. So I guess we gotta find... Oh, and I need water too eventually. Pickle Mike says, meh, default color UI, so normal it hurts. Alright, meet the division leaders, among whom is Dr. Lee. I guess this is the way that we go. Omar says, Father looks like Kevin Flynn from Tron. I guess I can kind of see that a little bit. I haven't actually seen the new Tron movie, but I know what you're talking about. And Pickle Mike said that he looked like Rick from Rick and Morty earlier. Is this the right way, or is this completely the wrong way? I have a feeling this is completely the wrong way. This is completely the wrong way. Son of a bitch. Don't say it, Omar. Elevator is busy at the moment, son of a bitch. I thought this was the wrong way, ultimately. Unless I can sneak through here. What's in here? Inaccessible. Let's try this again. It wouldn't be a Newbie Plays stream without me getting lost at least once. Alright, so... Okay, Pickle Mike had to say the GPS comment. So Pickle Mike, I know, was bringing up, because I brought this up in Discord, whether or not to kill Father at first meeting. But he did bring up something that might fit better with Kayla's whole personality. We'll see. Omar says, I don't think a GPS would work here. That's a good point. I don't think GPS works very well in... Hey, that did actually work, kinda, for where I needed to go.
It's an honor to have you here, ma'am. Almost done. Just need to tighten up this primary drive servo.
That's the third primary drive breakdown this month. As far as I'm concerned, the phase out on these older models can't come soon enough.
Oh, I don't know. Most of them have lasted long past their projected lifespans. If you ask me, they were built pretty well.
I can't argue with that. Even so, I'm ready to see the full Gen 3 roll out.
There we go. All set. Unit, you can return to duty.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thanks again.
Of course.
The Institute is my life. I hope it'll be yours too.
We're all looking forward to working with you.
Good for you.
Hey, Doc.
They weren't kidding. You really are here. Well, all right. I'm Allie Fillmore. You can think of me as the Institute's chief engineer. When Father told us about you, I could hardly believe it. You've been through so much, I think most people would have just given up. If you don't mind my asking, what was it that kept you going all that time?
I guess I just wasn't ready to die yet.
Oh, that's understandable. The will to survive is the most basic human instinct. Now, I'll give you a quick rundown of the Facilities Division, and then I'll answer any questions you might have afterward. As you might guess, we keep the Institute's mechanical and electrical systems running smoothly. We maintain and upgrade all of the systems that make it possible to live and work in a place like this. There's a lot of machinery behind these walls that recycles the air and water and provides power to the laboratories and quarters. The work we do might not be as exciting as some of the other departments, but it's at least as important. So, now that you're here and you've spoken to Father, does that mean you're on board?
I'll lie to her.
Absolutely.
Oh, good to hear. It'll be a load off Sean's mind. Take your time. Get yourself acquainted. There's a lot to take in. Plenty of things you won't find topside. If there's anything else you'd like to know about the Facilities Division, I'm happy to discuss it.
I'm good for now. Thanks.
Goodbye, then.
Joshua Perry asks, how many people can you stealth kill before they toss you out? That is a very good question here. So I want to try something, that's why I just saved there. I don't know how well I'm going to do at this, but I want to try it. I suppose I can try it on this synth here. Maybe. Hello there, Allie Fillmore. So let's see. Just for shits and giggles.
We are honored to welcome you here.
Oh! Let's see, how long do we last? Hello there, Ryan. We're doing this just as a little test. I did save, Omar. I did save. Alright, well, that ruins one of my plans. I can't really drop mines onto people. At least not like that. Unless I have to be completely hidden to do it. So let's get out of the power armor. Let's put on this chameleon leather left arm. And let's just try not to kill any of the important people here.
Express how truly humbling it is to stand in your presence.
Shh! Go away, Synth.
I hear we're about to get a new food supplement.
So you're father's mother, but he's older than you.
Can I pickpocket? Oh, I can't pickpocket the child Synth. What fun is that? I'm not doing very well as far as trying to sneak around here. Not at all. Unless maybe I can sneak behind these people here. I know, Joshua, I am overburdened there. All right. Let's try this. Nope. Even if we're hidden. Ah, nose. Ah. Okay. So it looks like we're not going to be able to do this exactly like I had planned. Because my plan was drop a whole bunch of frag grenades on people and just blow them up. That doesn't seem like it's going to work very well. But yeah, if you haven't already, at least vote in the little poll that we have going for whether or not we should kill Father. We've met him, but depending on how the votes go, we might just kill him as soon as we extract Dr. Lee. If we can, anyways.
You're here. Glad you made it.
Please don't. There's enough friction as it is between us and pretty much all the other departments.
You going soft on me, Alana? My methods get results, and they will this time as well. You'll see.
I know it'll be a difficult adjustment for you, but try to remember that
Justin
synths aren't people.
Acting Director of the Synth Retention Bureau. I'll be upfront with you. We're going to be keeping a close eye on you for the near future. Despite your relation to Father, you're a bit of an unknown quantity. I'm sure you understand. There won't be any issues, will there?
Why? Don't you trust me?
I'll be honest. You're an outsider. The first outsider to be allowed access to the Institute in quite a long time, in fact. There's little precedent for this situation, so it's only natural to take extra precautions, It's nothing personal, I assure you. Now, Father has asked that I provide you with a brief overview of the Synth Retention Bureau. Our primary responsibility is the recovery of escaped synths, that are hiding among the human population on the surface.
I'm sure it's best for everyone if the synths remain here.
Certainly. We can't allow sophisticated Institute technology to fall into the wrong hands. The results could be disastrous. Our main instrument is the Courser, a third-generation synth assigned to operate on the surface. Coursers hunt down and reclaim synths that have escaped the Institute. They are highly self-sufficient, trained in combat, infiltration, and tracking. In a word, our Coursers are relentless. But I gather you know all this, since you've encountered one already. In fact, I'd very much like to know how you defeated it.
Pickle Mike says, shame you have to blow them up in a mediocre explosion. Oh well. I know, Pickle Mike, I know. Got lucky. It was luck, because Ada insta-gibbed him.
I guess I just got lucky.
That's hardly helpful. I suppose I'll have to ask robotics to perform detailed diagnostics on the entire production run. As if we don't have enough problems. Now, unless you need something else, I'll get back to work.
I'm good for now. Thanks.
Very well.
Alright, so we've talked to AO, we've talked to Fillmore. Now we have the new bioscience guy and then Dr. Lee.
At full capacity.
Oh yeah, we have to pick up that thing for Dr. Virgil as well. Since he did help us out, I suppose we could help him out. Or we could just murder him later on. Pickle Mike says, your robots suck, just face it, man. And let's stop by the synth here.
Good evening. I am at your disposal. Would you care for food-based products?
Not really food, more like water. And you don't have anything really? Useless robot. Alright, bioscience is where we need to go next.
I've been reviewing Father's plans to expand our operations. He's eager to get that going, so I had to put everything else to one side.
I wonder how the Warwick family is doing. Young Wally must be close to 10 years old by now. It's remarkable that any child can survive for so long up there, don't you think?
I try not to think too much about it. We have more than enough to occupy ourselves here. Those people are the last remnants of a dying past. It's best not to dwell on the subject.
They're still people, and they're suffering. We can at least admit that it's regrettable.
Pickle Mike wants me to check out the gorillas. Here they are. So here are the synth gorillas.
Promising results. Theoretical limits are made to be broken.
They even scratch themselves like gorillas. Pickle Mike says, good, now kill them? The scientists or the gorillas?
Doctor?
Welcome. So good to have you here. Dr. Clayton Holdren, head of the Bioscience Division. I can't wait for you to see the work we're doing. It's truly amazing.
I look forward to learning more about it.
In that case, let me give you a brief overview of what we do here. As the name implies, the Bioscience Division specializes in fields of study such as botany, genetics, and medicine. Our most important directive is to ensure the health and well-being of everyone in the Institute. To that end, we cultivate highly specialized breeds of flora for use in food and medicine. We've even started to explore the idea of synthetic animal life. You probably saw the gorillas. They're really just a pet project at this point, but the potential is exciting nonetheless.
Sounds like a waste of time to me. You should create something more useful.
It's just my opinion, of course, but I don't believe that every discovery needs to be useful. Sometimes we innovate for no other reason than to learn what's possible. I'm sure I've taken up enough of your time as it is, but I have to ask, have you decided whether you'll join us?
I'm not sure how well I'll fit in, but I'd like to give it a try.
Great. I was hoping you'd say that. In any case, I imagine you'll want to continue looking around. Or, if you prefer, I'd be happy to answer any questions you might have.
I'm good for now. Thanks.
Take care, then.
I don't think you'll be needing that.
Pickle Mike says, kill. Of course I will, Institute Scientist. Pickle Mike says, kill them all, both the gorillas and the scientists. Their pain is my amusement, as well as your failures. Yeah, well, we found the FEV lab entry point. Unfortunately, it's a master lock terminal, and we are nowhere close to that. We did level up, though. We could do master locksmith. Ooh, this. I want the next level of pickpocket because I want to pick up something from one of those synths that are around here. I'm gonna pick up a synth uniform. And we're just sort of sneaking around here, just looking around, seeing what's in here. I don't think we'll be able to get to where we need to go, though, with the FEV lab from in here.
That's it.
More medical stuff. Oh, water, yay! Suppose we could grab that blood pack. Pickle Mike says, good, go into someone's home and loot them and then kill them. Alright, well, we aren't able to immediately go into the FEV lab, but I think we will be able to through talking to Dr. Lee.
Scanning unknown identity. Clearance confirmed.
Ooh, do you have the uniform that I'm looking for? Also, a neat little thing is the Institute actually goes into darkness with the time. So it's 11:08 p.m. right now. So the Institute's actually a little bit darker. It's a neat little feature that they've added here. Alright, synth, chest piece, field helmet, all of that, but that does not have the synth uniform that I'm looking for. So this is the guy that I gotta steal the synth uniform from. No, I don't care for your food-based products.
Hey. Hello, ma'am. Welcome to the commissary. What can I get for you?
Oh, you don't sell it this time.
Sure.
Oh, you do. Institute bottled water. I could buy those. I don't need the food packets, though. Alright. So we'll go away. Sneaky, sneaky, sneaky. Trying to, anyways. There we go. There's the synth uniform. 90% chance to steal. Yoink. Uh-oh. We got a butt-ass naked synth here. Run away. Well, unfortunately, synths are not anatomically correct. At least not the Generation 2 ones. Pickle Mike asks, how exactly does the Institute help the Commonwealth? Well, if they are decent at doing, at you know, promoting science and that sort of thing, it can actually be a pretty good thing. You know, science and scientific achievement can actually help quite a few people, but Omar says the lines remind me of WALL-E. I suppose they probably went for something like that. A scientific utopia sort of thing. I never actually saw WALL-E. One of these days I might, but...
She's been at it for over 2 hours. What is she even testing?
Nothing. At this point, she's just doing it for fun.
Who's in there anyways? Oh, Rosalind Orman. She's not who I need. Can we close the door? No. Yoink. Advanced system notes. Yoink.
This is day 8 of Trial 6. The last week has been very productive but exhausting. I think we'll need a break after this. Benet has done some really marvelous work with the personality mesh. It's almost too good. The responses map almost identically to expectations, some of the most lifelike I've seen. Of course, it's not really Sean. None of his memories are in there. That, even now, would be a step too far. It's starting to have an effect on the team, I think. I know I've been caught up in the moment once or twice. Just a second or two, forgetting that he's not a real boy. Still, I think we'll need to consider restricting him to the lab only for the moment. I'm well aware that others are put off by his presence. If I were slightly more arrogant, I might consider that a sign of success.
I think she considers that a sign of success.
Doctor.
Oh, it's you. You're not authorized to be here.
Actually, I was looking for you.
Me? Why?
I've been sent by the Brotherhood of Steel to find you.
You don't beat around the bush, I'll give you that. I knew it was just a matter of time before your people would track me down. I've been looking over my shoulder for almost a decade, waiting for them to send someone like you to kill me.
No, I just want to talk.
Fine. Since Father trusts you, I'm going to give you the benefit of the doubt. I might not agree with everything he says, but I know he'd never allow harm to come my way. Say what you came here to say, and then leave me alone.
Are you happy here?
Are you kidding me? I am surrounded by cutting-edge laboratory equipment and some of the greatest minds the world's ever known. What does that have to do with why we're talking?
The Brotherhood needs your help, Doctor.
Needs my help? Why? They seemed to have everything under control when I left.
The Brotherhood is having problems, and we need your help.
I don't see how that's my problem. Tell me something. Why would I possibly want to come crawling back to the Brotherhood? What reason would I have to throw away everything I've accomplished here?
Trust me? Badmouth the Institute. I'm following orders. Yes, I did fail that charisma check. Maybe I can get this one. It's yellow.
Father trusts me, and so should you.
He trusts you because you're family. I'm not. I can't just take your word for it. I need more than that.
We don't lie.
The Brotherhood has always been straight with you.
You're wasting your breath. I'm a scientist, not a soldier. The Brotherhood desired my creations in order to destroy, to take control. I'm not interested in returning to that way of life.
I wish there was something I could say that would convince you.
You're wasting your breath. I'm a scientist, not a soldier. The Brotherhood desired my creations in order to destroy, to take control. I'm not interested in returning to that way of life.
That's pretty much what she just said. I'm following orders. Let's ask her what would it take.
I give up. What would it take to convince you?
All right, I'll play your game. I had a colleague down here, a Dr. Virgil. Several months ago, there was an accident in his lab, and he was killed. I wanted to help with the investigation, but Father had the laboratory sealed, saying that it was contaminated. The incident never sat right with me. The more I asked about it, the more I felt like Father was deflecting my questions. If you bring me solid information on what killed him, I'll take it as a favor from the Brotherhood and consider your offer. Do we have a deal?
So, when I've previously played this, I've generally said Virgil's alive. But in this instance, I don't think Kayla would really say that. But she'll take the job to convince her.
Deal.
All right. Dr. Virgil's lab was in the Biosciences Division. I can give you a code that will get you into the section, but the lab itself has been sealed, so you'll have to breach it on your own. I'd tell you to be quiet about it, but your Brotherhood and discretion isn't exactly your strong suit. And finally, if you get caught, we never had this conversation. Now, for the sake of keeping up appearances, let me see that Pip-Boy of yours. I've been told to install a courser chip in it for you. Father's orders. You're to be given full access, with the ability to relay in and out of the Institute at will.
Seems... I think Kayla would be a little suspicious of it.
That seems kind of unnecessary.
I assure you, it's necessary. The relay is the only access to the surface that we possess. In case the significance is lost on you, you'll be the only one here with that kind of access. If nothing else, it should demonstrate the amount of trust Father has placed in you. Speaking of, I trust our discussion will remain between the two of us. Now, I need to get back to work, and I'm sure you have other things to do.
You can now fast travel to the Institute from anywhere in the Commonwealth and out of the Institute to the CIT ruins.
If you ask me, we're just scratching the surface with the latest scenes.
And Facts Matter More, hello, says traders get the bullet, shoot the lady. Most traders would, yes. Facts Matter says shoot Lee and recruit the Diamond City scientist. There's a Diamond City scientist? I did not know that. You learn something new every day. Well, oh, are you talking about the ladies that's, the ones who are part of the science whatever? Who send you out on like a, to find something from a blowfly or something like that? Pickle Mike says, so what's the plan? Huh, let's see. Well, I didn't know that Facts Matter, what Facts Matter More says, that you can actually, send, or, hold on, how do we, here I am getting lost again. So I did not know that you could actually go and recruit that other scientist. Oh, I didn't know that there was this little thing. And it's the backup solution to the Lee issue. Okay. See, I was just thinking that if you didn't do it... Joshua says it's a lot more work to go around Lee. Well, let's go through here. And let's say... Damn it, Omar. Let's say if this proves to be a lot of trouble, we might just kill Lee, even after returning. Pickle Mike says, where in the hell do you pull out that tent? You don't want to know. Women happen to have a lot of different compartments that they can store stuff in. Isn't that how they work? Oh. Fucking magic? Yes. Oh yeah, there's turrets around here, aren't there? Yes. Ah! No! There we go. That's what I get for trying to use the pistol. Pickle Mike says just hack them? Was there a place to hack them? I didn't see any place, at least over here. Got it. Alright, I don't really need any of the sugar bombs or anything like that. Yes, Pickle Mike. Those damn ceiling mines.
Sweet.
Facts Matter says... Oh! I see that now. How the hell have I played this game for so long and never actually noticed that? Joshua Perry says, clean food though? Is it clean food? No, that's not really clean, because that still has rads. Oh, was this terminal to open up the thing there? Probably. Just open up this door. Okay, I see now. Facts Matter says makes survival mode easier. Aha! See, I have never known that. I think I may have seen someone do it before, but I've never known that. And Pickle Mike says, why can't you shoot locked doors to open them that way? Fucking BS, man. And Joshua says, because Bethesda's lazy. Oh crap. Sneaky, sneaky. Shut down. Gotcha. Yeah, I'd much rather just shut down the whole thing instead of having to fight it. Much better option. Oh, I never even knew that you could do this. This is like so awesome. Oh no, there's a dead kitty. They killing the dead kitties around here. Pickle Mike says, no, do self-destruct. Fine, I'll go self-destruct the stupid robot. Oh crap. There we go. Joshua Perry says they had a hard, fun Tumblr setup in Oblivion. That is true. I was never very good at it until like later on. And then I actually started to get decent at doing the whole setup that they had in Oblivion. Or at least relatively decent. You know, not perfect, but not bad necessarily either. Omar says we don't want Ada to get jealous there. Oh crap, what have I done? Oh crap, oh crap. Ouch, ouch, ouch. I think I have the Institute water, right? Let's use one of those. Does Institute water not do anything? Are you serious? Institute water doesn't do anything in whatchamacallit. Pickle Mike says, wait, if you're underground and close to that explosion, why didn't you die from the shockwave from that explosion? Because I'm special like that. No, it's my in-canon explanation would be that she's in power armor. There we go. Yeah, I'd explained that she's in power armor as to why. But real life, it's because Bethesda is lazy. And Joshua says now lockpicking is based off of if you're the right level and then turn these two things. Yeah, it is kind of disappointing now. But it does make things easier. And sometimes, you know, you just need to be easier. Alright. Hate? Hate. Open. And let me go to turret control. I probably already killed all the turrets, but... So yeah, one thing that is completely disappointing is that the Institute water does not actually do anything for you. Oh no, it did. Okay. It just apparently you have to take 2 of them. So I guess it's kind of like dirty water then? I guess.
Personal record. Dr. Brian Virgil. This will likely be my last recording. My requests to shut down the FEV program have repeatedly been denied. We've learned nothing useful in the last 10 years. Why does Father insist on continuing it? If he won't see reason, then I have to take matters into my own hands. What we're doing, it's not right. It needs to stop. If anyone should find this after I'm gone, know that I never wanted to hurt anyone. Anyone. Do you understand me? I'm gonna make sure the whole program is shut down. If not for good, then at least for years to come. After that, I know what I'm about to do will be seen as a betrayal. Treason, he'll probably call it. So, I'm leaving. I have a plan, and if it works, I'll be somewhere safe. Somewhere not even the coursers can find me. Everything that we've done, the lives we've taken. If there is a God, may he have mercy on us all.
Interesting. Fax Matter says aborted super mutants here. Yes, poor super mutants.
This is Dr. Elliot reporting for the Bioscience Division. March 22-24.
Oh, this was a while back.
Another batch of subjects, but as my previous report stated, we're at an impasse here. More of the same won't help. The 2 most promising strains of FEV have been adapted to an ideal state, but we're still missing something. I am officially echoing the team's position. The most likely progress for our research on synthetic organics requires new avenues of exploration. Additional Commonwealth subjects will not help. It's the same problem across the board, exposure to too much radiation. We need someone new. There's a proposal we'll be putting forward. I am not entirely comfortable with it, but it seems the best course.
I just realized something. I think I know what they wanted to do. So, like, if you go back and play through the first, I want to say the first Fallout game, and the one that you deal with the Master and all that, when a subject that has a bunch of radiation that affects them is then subjected to FEV, you end up with weird mutations, or you end up with stupid super mutants. You don't end up with the really good super mutants. But I'm wondering if maybe they wanted to do... Now, this may completely mess up, you know, lore as far as... Fax Matter, you're on the south side of Chicago? I live in Illinois. Hey, what do you know? And the Commonwealth looks a lot like my neighborhood on the south side of Chicago. I'm sorry about that. Anyways, what I was saying, I'm wondering if maybe they were trying to do the same thing that the Master did in Fallout 1. Now, how does the Institute know about trying to do that? Did they already... Well, maybe that information was kind of already known. I haven't played the first Fallout game, but... maybe? And that's how they got around to starting to make some of these guys? But that would be my guess, is their overall goal here is you create the Generation 3 synths that are organic. Then you subject them to FEV, turning them into the perfect super soldier. That's my idea. Though we never actually see it, unfortunately.
This is Dr. Elliot with the official report for the Directorate from Bioscience. The date is... August 2178. I'm pleased to report that, as has been the case during my tenure, crop yields exceed expectations. In point of fact, everything down here is fine, with one notable exception. Dr. Frederick has informed me that the Directorate has pre-approved research on samples of the FEV virus, which he already has in his possession. Now, I'm not one to question the Directorate, you all know that. I don't even want to know where this came from, but, well, this is troubling. Dangerous, possibly. I will do my best to make sure risks are minimized, but I really do hope that the consequences are understood.
Pickle Mike says, "Ha, go look at Detroit. Makes the Commonwealth look like a modern city." Well, I mean, in fairness, the Commonwealth is, or not the Commonwealth, like south side of Chicago and Detroit are pretty similar. Joshua Perry says, "The first super mutants were created pre-war. It's feasible the Commonwealth Institute of Technology would have some data or even copies of the virus." Okay. Yeah, I was trying to think about that because that's how the Brotherhood is made, because that military team uncovers the whole thing that's going on at Mariposa or wherever this first super mutants were being, created and that sort of thing. And the Master himself was someone that came after all of that, who fell into the goop and became the big monstrosity. One of these days, if I get adventurous, I might try the first Fallout game. It will probably go completely horrible, worse than this even, but I don't know. One of these days, I probably should think about looking into it, especially because I've never actually played it. Well, not far. Like, I installed it because I think I got it free on Steam. So I installed it, I played a little, I made a character and all of that, and then I realized, oh my god, this is harder than anything I've ever done. And then I eventually uninstalled it because I was like, oh god. And Facts Matter says, as far as Detroit goes, I always think of that movie Book of Eli. Alright, let's go talk to Dr. Lee. Pickle Mike says, I wonder how the rest of the world is dealing with this nuclear apocalypse. That's a very good point that a lot of people have brought up. Joshua says, Fallout 1 is for real gamers, you can't handle it. I won't necessarily dispute that, Joshua.
What are you going to tell me about this mysterious fate?
No, I can't talk about that.
I'm trying to think of a really complicated game that I do well at. I can't even necessarily think of one. Like some of my top games, like Total War Warhammer, I've only ventured into like hard mode a little bit. Pickle Mike says, do Fallout the board game? I didn't know there was a board game for Fallout.
Dr. Lee.
Took you long enough to find that evidence. Let me see what you've got.
I'm afraid it's bad news.
Since when do you know what I consider bad news? Just let me hear it.
Joshua Perry says there haven't been any hard games made in 15 years.
Make sure the whole program is shut down. If not for good, then at least for years to come. After that, I know what I'm about to do will be seen as a betrayal. Treason, he'll probably call it. So, I'm leaving. I have a plan. And if it works, I'll be somewhere safe.
I mean, there's always Dark Souls and Bloodborne. Those ones are definitely among the top as far as difficulty.
They lied to me, and I didn't even realize how far it went. All those years of loyalty. For nothing.
Now you know that Father is a liar. He doesn't deserve to have you here.
And I'll never forgive him for it. I came to the Institute to get away from the Brotherhood. From the whole world. I just wanted to do my research in peace. Father took me in and gave me access to cutting-edge technology that I only dreamed existed. I became jaded. I thought that the Institute cared, that they wanted to better mankind. Maybe in their own twisted way they still do. But now I realize if you can't trust the people you're working for, then it's all pointless. If they lied about Dr. Virgil, who knows what else they've been lying about? Or what their plans are for my work. I'll make my way back to the Brotherhood. But I'm going to have to do it on my own. I can't take any chances being seen with you. Tell whoever sent you that they've just regained the services of Dr. Madison Lee.
Hooray! Though Dr. Lee apparently doesn't even know that, who she's going to. Facts Matter says Dark Souls has a habit of people rage quitting. Love the meltdowns. Yeah, I know just from Bloodborne I've rage quitted a few times. Never done it on stream. Not particularly planning to do it on stream. Alright. So we're sending Lee back. Talk to Father. Alright, well let's go check on the poll, see how it's doing here. As to whether or not we should kill Father. Also folks, if you are just tuning in, there is a poll right now. There's a poll card if you click on the top right corner, at least on PC. There's a little eye icon. You can click on that and it will bring up an option to either kill Father or to not kill Father. At least not yet. Eventually we are going to kill Father. Still at 50-50 right now, so let's continue on. Pickle Mike says, I played all of Dark Souls on console plus the DLCs. Oh yeah, I didn't even get the DLC for Bloodborne because I never made it past the first episode. Oh yeah, I forgot. This is upstairs. I think I can go up here. Facts Matter says infanticide or Bethesda version. Well, technically I think it's fratricide or patricide, something like that. Infanticide is killing your own infant. Alright, let's but yes, this would be the Bethesda version of killing Father
Now
here.
that you've had a chance to see the Institute firsthand, what do you think?
Patricide, that's it. Yes, Joshua.
I've seen my share of think tank science labs.
Oh, I assure you, none of them were quite like this place. Ultimately, all our knowledge and resources are focused on a single goal. The goal is best summarized by our motto: mankind redefined. Unfortunately, no advancement comes without occasional setbacks. As remarkable as our synths are, they can be dangerous without proper supervision. The superior synth mind and body attempting to wrestle with something approaching free will can be a recipe for chaos.
Oh wait, yeah. I guess Joshua Perry does bring up a good point. No wait, this is infanticide. I guess it is. I keep forgetting about that. Well, not for Kayla. It's neither, because Kayla is not the sole survivor, at least in my book.
Are you following?
Wait. If they're so dangerous, you should destroy them and start over with a better design.
There is no need for such drastic action. We are constantly working to correct any flaws that might arise. As you will soon see, we're also more than capable of reclaiming any synths that become a danger to the surface. A rogue synth has taken over the Raider gang at Libertalia. His memories have been erased, and his identity altered. He believes he's a man named Gabriel. Under his leadership, the Raiders have taken many innocent lives. I've dispatched a courser to Libertalia. I'd like you to join him and reclaim that synth.
It might not want to talk, It would be safer just to kill it.
That would be a terrible waste of a valuable resource. If at all possible, that synth should be returned alive. Now you should get moving. Many people are in danger, and a delay could cost lives.
Well, it looks like Father wants us to go get this synth. Facts Matter More says, always called the death of Father a late-term abortion. So mean, so mean. And Pickle Mike says, play Dark Souls 2. That one will throw you on the table and destroy you and your hopes and dreams. Alright, so I've looked at the poll, and right now it is at yes appears to have 2 votes and no is 1 vote. So, and one of the yes votes was from me, so it's kind of like, you know, 50-50 right now. Do we kill Father?
The sooner that synth is safely back in the Institute, the better for everyone.
Oh, what's this? Sean's terminal password. Is it this thing? Let's see, what's in here? Enhanced life expectancy for Kellogg. Facts Matter says, did you buy the unique weapons and armor from the Institute? I have not. Director access synth shutdown. Pickle Mike says, completely spoiling it when he told me no spoilers earlier. Wait until on his deathbed and kill him with a mini nuke. Also an option. I do wonder though, now that I've saved, what is that? And Facts Matter says pickpocket and place a grenade into his inventory. See, that's what I was thinking of doing, because that's what I've been building up to. I don't suppose, let's check something real quick. I don't think we can do this one that's at the bottom here. The director access synth shutdown. Unauthorized. Director code required. Just look away there, Father. Look away. Oh, are you serious? You're not actually letting me pickpocket him? I can target him, but I can't pickpocket him. What the hell, Bethesda? Seriously? Oh, this is terrible. Terrible gameplay. I'm uninstalling. No. Alright, well, that kind of removes one of my planned options here. Alright, let's take one last look at the poll, see where things stand. Okay, nothing has changed, so I guess we'll go do this one little thing. I actually have even a better option for killing him. And I think something that might be even more suitable. Alright, meet up with the Courser. I guess we will fast travel to the CIT ruins, because that's the only place we can actually fast travel to. But yeah, I think I have an even better idea, or better plan, for what to do. The only thing is, how to go about doing it. That's a big question. Facts Matter says, fill his room up with landmines, then shoot them. Another option. Of course, the big problem with the upcoming mission that Father wants us to do is the Courser that he wants us to find always ends up in some kind of fight with the Brotherhood of Steel. Pickle Mike says a very important question. What if Father is just another synth? It's a good point. Alright, let's save while we're out here. I suppose we can have some of the food that we have in here. Yeah, if Father was just another synth, that would be very interesting. But yeah, I think going through the FEV lab again, I think that's what they really want. I mean, yes, perhaps in the synth making process, it is easier to do it with a natural human and not a mutated one. But I think ultimately they want to make really good super mutants with FEV that they can control completely, you know, like they can control a synth. So Pickle Mike says, look at that, channel update just came up in my notification box. You're a little late for that, because that I released, what, at noon yesterday? Good for you, Raider. Yeah, noon yesterday is when I released the channel update, so you're a little behind there, Pickle Mike. Goodbye, little Raider. But yeah, I think since the poll is kinda undecisive, I think I have a better option for how to kill Father. I think anyways, unless I completely mess it up by going that far into the story, in which case we might have messed it all up, but I think I know the place to do it. Pickled Mike says, I know, I was typing that sarcastically, because YouTube fucks everything up. Yeah. I really wish there was a better option than YouTube. I mean, yes, I do stream on Twitch and all that, but even Twitch has its issues. If you want to be found, YouTube seems like it's a better option. At least playing something like, you know, Fallout 4. Certain games show up better with Twitch, I've noticed, but Tyler, that's interesting. Don't mess with us gamers, we will suck your dick. What? Although I guess maybe that's true, you know. I mean, look at the mess that EA has caused, and when they should pretty much be in bankruptcy for all the horrible things that they've done. We found the USS Constitution. Kinda. Oh, we just sort of passed by it. Oh well. Fax Mattermore says, Twitch seems to have a gun to people's heads there. What do you mean by that exactly, Fax Matter? Is it like just because they're completely focused on gaming? Or, oh, I mean, Twitch is good, it just, their format itself. Oh, I mean, I guess they're trying to change up ways for finding channels and all that, but I don't know. And Pickle Mike says, yeah, YouTube's good until the whole YouTube crash and people go into a panic. Well, that'll be... Fax Matter says, the terms of service? Huh. Oh, crap. Whew. Thank God those were just hatchlings. Yeah, Fax Matter, one of my friends on YouTube here, Diamond Games, actually mentioned that there's something... Oh, yeah, that's something completely different that he was talking about. But he mentioned, because he used to do restream like I use, to stream on both Twitch and YouTube. But apparently if you become a partner on Twitch, you can't do that anymore. And yeah, Fax Matter says, you say one thing out of their thought line and suspension time or booted. Yeah, I mean, I understand the whole concept of, you know, it's their platform and all that, but at the same time, you can have a measure of freedom of speech still, unless you're actually calling for, like, you know, killing people or that sort of thing. No, bad doggies. Bad. Pickle Mike says, every streaming platform has gone up to their streamers in terms and conditions, etc. That's kind of true too. I mean, YouTube. I mean, maybe it's just because YouTube is so much larger. Well, maybe not. I don't know as far as the gaming community goes. Though in terms of everything, YouTube is larger. Oh yeah, I forgot. This thing is all the way on the other side of the map. I mean, I could do it, but that might be a bad thing to do. I will take a lot of rads on the way over there. And I don't have enough purified water to counteract taking the rad away. So rude, people. Well, you chose the wrong person to mess with, because I have a whole lot of frag grenades that I was planning for the Institute. Pickle Mike says, no, YouTube was doing great until Google bought it, and after that, things went downhill from there. See, that's a 50-50 sort of thing. The reason I'll say that is Google has brought a lot of resources to YouTube that YouTube didn't exactly have before. So now you have the vast amount of, I mean, the fact that you can do tons and tons of videos on YouTube at, like, you know, 1080p and all that. Or even more than that, you know, 4K resolution even and that sort of thing. You know, Google brought that kind of hardware and money and that sort of thing that YouTube kind of needed. Though certainly YouTube did have much more freedom before Google. But Omar, thanks for stopping by the stream. I will see you later. Though you could certainly argue that YouTube still has, even though they've demonetized a lot of stuff, well, they've demonetized a lot of people who probably didn't deserve it as well, but Facts Matter says Twitch thoughts caused oh dear. Alright, Facts Matter says Twitch thoughts caused China to block Twitch. Just the hypocrisy of Twitch really is what's annoying. That I kind of understand. You know, the people, the showgirls on Twitch, you know, they certainly if there was, you know, skimpy looking guys on there, they probably wouldn't be so accommodating as they are for the showgirls. That much I'll say. At least as a gay man, there certainly is a double standard as far as male sexuality versus female sexuality. Female sexuality is much more accepted than male is. Which to me is very disappointing, but although the whole China situation, that's a completely different ballgame. China, the fact that there are so many, and Google is among these, so many companies that are catering to China, and oh look, these were a bunch of mines. Fortunately, I don't have to worry about them. The fact that there are so many companies catering to China's censorship policies is very disturbing. Pickle Mike says, when YouTube demonetizes small channel videos, that's a big hit against them because they don't know people that can help them, unlike big channels with connections. That's a good point too. And there's so little transparency as far as what the whole demonetization system is. The same with the copyright system. You know, Matt Shea is like one of the big YouTubers that I follow, and he's been hit by copyright claims, and there are times that, you know, he gets a copyright claim and it doesn't even specify which portion of the video is the issue, and then it's pretty much like the whole video has to be taken down. You know, you shouldn't have to guess as to it. Facts Matter says, have an opinion why you think they are using China as a test ground to implement censorship AI on the states later. I mean, I understand that whole idea, you know, that they are just using China as a test bed. I would hope it's not that way. And I would hope that people would go up in arms if they did try to do something like that. Oh, those are just Brotherhood people, okay. But unfortunately, we don't really have a guarantee that that would be the case. That people would be up in arms. I mean, there's a lot of things that people should be up in arms about that they're not, so. Well, good news is the Courser hasn't gotten into any major fights yet. Joshua Perry says, yes, it's called Project Dragonfly and being discussed.
Gotcha.
Well, so much for the Courser not getting involved in a fight. Oh, now we gotta wait forever. See, this is the thing that absolutely pisses me off about this whole quest. It's not doing the part that's over here. It's the fact that the Brotherhood always shows up, attacks the Courser. I mean, I think you can actually just kill these Brotherhood people and not necessarily become an enemy of the Brotherhood, but still. Anyways, what was... Nah, I won't save now. And Joshua also said, Google is helping China create its own internet. Yeah, I mean, I think someone has brought up the fact that there might be a moment that a Chinese internet and an American or Western internet kind of separate from each other. Though it's really not just China that's doing it. I mean, a lot of Middle Eastern countries also have worked to suppress the internet. And now you're cowering? Really? So we got a raider over there trying to kill this guy. There goes. Oh god. Oh, this mission is a disaster.
You must be the Courser I'm supposed to meet.
Yes, ma'am. Designation X688. I've already neutralized the perimeter guard. Just give the word, and we can start the assault on the main flotilla.
All right, let's go.
Right behind you, ma'am.
Faxmender says, miss the days of the old internet. I don't believe they will ever come back. I mean, unfortunately, things like 9/11 pretty much changed everything as far as the internet goes. I mean, the Patriot Act is something that should totally... I mean, I believe the Patriot Act should have been repealed back when I was in high school. And even did, you know, presentations on it back in high school. And this was back, you know... What, I graduated high school around 2005-ish. So yeah, it's been a long time. We got vodka here, Stimpaks. But But yeah, if we... Without taking out the Patriot Act, you're not going to restore a lot of the freedoms that we had, you know, pre 9/11 and all that. Pickle Mike says, 8 days left until Fallout 76. What's your first plan upon leaving Vault 76? Not entirely sure just yet. I am starting to get the general idea of what my character is going to be. I think I'm going to use the name Adrian Rowan as the name for my character. Adrian based off of Ozymandias in The Watchmen, and then Rowan is the last name of the character that I used in oh fudge, of the character I used in my Skyrim roleplay. Alright, let's see, how lost can newbie get on this whole thing? Also, another thing that I thought about Fallout 76 is that, I mean, honestly, my character probably should be a little bit older, I'm thinking. Pickle Mike says, I'm just going to make my character look goofy as hell. I'm sure you'll have good company about that. But yeah, I was thinking my character should be a bit older, because what, we get out in, what, 82? Or not 82, 02. Like 2102, I think, is when the vault opens. Correct me if I'm wrong on that, though. I might be wrong. But if we do get out in 2102 and we went in 77, that's like a 25-year difference. Joshua, well, Pickle Mike said name a mistake, and Joshua would say Cletus the slack-jawed yokel. Faxmatter says Fallout 76 doesn't seem like its replay ability is high. You know, that is a good point. And Joshua Perry's calling that 76 falls apart in 2 months. Yeah, I mean, it's not the same. Ooh, we have a nuke mine here. I'll take it. 76 is, I don't know. Well, we'll see how it is. I mean, certainly you could argue that the replayability of Fallout 4 isn't as good as like Fallout 3 or New Vegas, because you don't have the same amount of freedom. But I don't know. I think part of the thing that will help define 76, that will be necessary for 76 to survive, is players are going to have to pretty much make their own lore and make their own, I guess, stories. Kinda in a same light as, if anyone has ever played the old Star Wars Galaxies MMO that existed a long time ago, though it actually exists in an emulator now, but where they are like redoing the whole game, a whole independent team and all that. But like one of the main facts or main segments, oh dear, because I gotta not fall off, because that will be horrible in this power armor. One of the main segments of Star Wars Galaxies was the player-made cities. You know, it's what really made the game good. So, you know, you're gonna need people to make those like cities and all that sort of stuff in 76 to make the game really work. Shut up, Pickle Mike. Ooh, these are a lot of dead people here. Faxmatter says, I secretly hope it bombs to the point where they learn a lesson. Todd Howard will still shill it, and fanboys will buy it. Yeah, I mean, unfortunately, as we saw, even with the Creation Club and paid mods and all that, I don't think it'll go away. Oh, crap. Fortunately, that landed completely somewhere away from us. And Pickle Mike says, screw building, I'll be doing the opposites. Alright. So was it actually this way that we needed to go? No! Don't fall, damn it. Oh, that didn't work. Die, die, die. Die, die, die. There we go. Alright, a Cavalier's lead pipe. Take 15% less damage while blocking or sprinting. So, rather useless. Don't really need any of that stuff. Who else is firing on me now? Oh, let's heal up. That's probably a smart idea. Quit firing at me, you bastard. This is what I get for not... I don't think I have a sniper rifle here, do I? No, that would have involved actually using your brain here. Well, I hit something. Pickle Mike asks, how many nukes do you think are in Fallout 76? But Joshua Perry says, infinite nukes, but not going to be useful though. 5-minute plus warning. Aha. Yeah, my general understanding of how the nukes will be is they're pretty much there to... like destroy bases, kinda, which will then force people to have to repair them using junk and that sort of thing. It's pretty much a means to balance the quote-unquote economy that will be in 76. That's my general understanding of it. Okay, how the hell do you get to this little thing? Because not this thing, you don't take that over there. I know generally I think I've had to swim across. Is that really what you have to do? Die, bird. I think that is what you have to do. Oh, I don't want to leave the power armor. Alright, let's see if we can find a safe spot to save here. I think this is relatively safe. I think being the key word here. All right. Okay, maybe this is actually going to work. Yes, yes, lose him. Or her. In this instance. No, not over here. Now the important thing we're gonna have to watch here is this one raider that has the mini nuke, which I hope he's out of. Oh, this one had the mini nuke. Okay. The dangerous thing is I'm afraid someone else is gonna pick up that mini nuke and blow us all to Kingdom Come.
Playing games with me, huh?
Surprise! And Joshua, the big thing as far as fixing the issues that are in Chicago and Illinois are it's not so much whether it's Republican or Democrats, although I do lean as a Democrat. It's whether or not people are going to admit the issues, especially... Oh, Facts Matter says, loot the fat man, pick it up and dump it in the water. I suppose that's a good way to put it. To keep it away from people. And can't you throw with like X or something? Thank you for that, Facts Matter. Now I don't have to worry about someone blowing us to Kingdom Come. But yeah, the big thing that has to be dealt with in Illinois, and there was only one gubernatorial candidate that actually sort of has brought this up in the past, and that was Daniel Biss, but, well, he didn't win the Democratic primary. But, you know, Illinois is going to have to deal with the pensions. That's the biggest issue. You know, in the job that I do, I see people coming in with pensions and the amount of money that they have from pensions. And it's just completely ridiculous. You know, I know that people, you know, put off money and that sort of thing, taking like public sector jobs for a pension. And I'm not against pensions themselves, but because I believe a pension is a good way to have a secure retirement, and people should have a secure retirement. But when you are getting like, you know, 100 grand on a pension, something like that, it's just ridiculous. Pickle Mike says, Fat Man washes up on shore, Gunner picks it up and blows up Kayla.
I'm listening.
I'm going to give you B592's reset code. If he hears the code phrase, it'll reset his cognitive processes and make him docile. You'll need to say B592 initialize factory reset, followed by the authorization code Gamma 71 Epsilon. Once he's shut down, I can transport him safely back to the Institute.
Jesus, what a mouthful.
Then talk fast, ma'am. Just make sure you get it right. That's all, ma'am. Ready when you are.
You know, really there should be a speech check for when you do this, where if your charisma isn't good enough to say it, you mess it up. Facts matter more, that is, I completely agree. The whole double dipping of pensions is even worse. Les fusils terribly. 25% damage and limb damage, but has more recoil. This is a pretty good... I completely forgot about that weapon. That's a really good combat shotgun. And to keep it with us, we're gonna take some rad stag meat. Or rad stag, grilled rad stag. That's what it is. Because we have a whole bunch of that. There we go. Save. Gabriel's terminal. Nah, we're not really too interested in that. We have a safe here. Should be easy to open up. Oh, I say that and then I mess it up.
Nice.
And Facts Matter says, the pensions are to me the #1 issue. Will never get fixed because the unions are in power and the Illinois Constitution makes it impossible to arbitrarily fix. And Joshua says, Illinois is so poor it can't afford bankruptcy. Well, see, it's not really the poor thing. It's the... I don't think the mechanism exists for a state to declare bankruptcy. And even if it did, you could certainly argue that pensions are one thing that would come first in the bankruptcy things.
Just like me. So, made it to the top. Is the Institute so desperate for resources that it's stealing plunder from honest, hard-working Commonwealth gangs?
B592 initialize factory reset. Authorization Gamma 71 Epsilon.
You okay? Gabriel.
Got one down. Oh, this one. Come on, get past, get past, get past. Okay, you're just gonna be sneaky, then I will just do that to you. And that is it.
This is X6 ready to rebound if we claim safety.
And they have disappeared. Joshua says, that's true, states can't go broke, yet so many states like Texas go years before they go over budgets. I wonder what's the difference. I'm sure you were attempting to say that it's that, you know, Texas being run by Republicans is so much better. For one, I will say that, you know, the amount of services that Texas provides are minuscule. Hey, covered operations manual. You know, there's a reason that Texas operates on the cheap. It's because they are cheap, you know. Can I land? Yes. Haha. Alright, let's get the hell out of here. But, yeah, I mean, you know, there's a reason that Texas is cheap, and it's great if you're, you know, well-to-do and that sort of thing. But don't be poor in Texas, that's for sure. That much I can definitely say. Hey, none of that. Joshua says, you think poor people have it good in Illinois? I am saying, I mean, poor people will never have it good, regardless of where they are. But if you're looking for like basic, you know, humanitarian services, Illinois would be a place to do it, not Texas. You know, things like Medicaid, that sort of thing. Which unfortunately, things like Medicaid and that, because, you know, so many different companies pay so little that you have workers having to rely on Medicaid, or, well, I don't know about Medicaid, but food stamps definitely is the big one. I know when I used to work at Walmart, the fact that there were so many people... Joshua Perry says, Medicaid is also breaking your budget. You know, I mean... Again, I don't think Medicaid is really such a big issue. Again, it comes down to the pensions. And the pension issue has multiple factors going into it. For one, it's the fact that unions have, you know, apparently such great bargaining power that they can, like, supersede the will of the people of the state of Illinois. Like, I believe that, you know, you can make a pension, yes. And, you know, you can collectively bargain even in a public sector. But ultimately it comes down to the people to choose whether or not they actually honor that. That a lot of collective bargaining decisions should perhaps bring a bit more public input, you know, instead of just from politicians at times. Lovely. Got you. And present for you. Oh, come on.
Thanks, stranger. That's more than most would have done.
No problem, Mr. Ghoul Guy. Alright, Facts Matter says Illinois to me is like that old saying, in 2 wolves and a lamb voting for what's for dinner, lost cause. See, I'm not willing to necessarily go to that point just yet. You know, I'm still willing to try and figure things out. Joshua, Illinois has been able to pay out lottery winners for a while now. And part of the problem with that was because of Rauner. Because that's what happens when you don't have a budget from your governor. Eventually it came down to the point that where Democrats pretty much had to say, screw you, governor, and push through a budget, you know.
All this must be a little overwhelming for you.
Child syndrome. It's just remarkable.
Although it's not to say that, you know, Illinois hasn't been behind even before Rauner. It has been, but, you know, that's one of those things that even Quinn had issues. I don't think anything like that necessarily happened with Blagojevich. But I think Quinn even had those issues at times, and that's something that just shouldn't be happening. No, it wasn't fiscal conservatives. Although you could pretty much say that about the Democratic Party. I mean, look at what the deficit has become under Trump. I mean, you know, it should not be approaching $1 trillion in a time of economic prosperity and all that.
I'm glad to see you return safely. I know the task was difficult, but I needed you to see firsthand how dangerous a rogue synth can be.
And Joshua, if you want to focus on Illinois, the problems with the pension crisis go back to Republican governors as well as Democrats. So, you know, it's not just Democrats that did that. But Democrats have at least provided a budget for the state. Alright,
The Institute created that synth, so the Institute is responsible for what it does.
I disagree. A synth is no more inherently evil than a handgun. When a man dies by gunshot, is the weapon's maker blamed? Of course not. The blame rightly falls on he who pulled the trigger. Yes, we created the synth. But whether they intended to or not, the Railroad's agents turned it into a killer. But enough about that. The task is done. And you've returned our synth safely to us. I couldn't have hoped for a better outcome. Well done. While you were away, I had quarters prepared for you. You'll find all the basic necessities, as well as a generous stock of arms and equipment. Go and have a look. I think you'll be quite pleased.
Arms and equipment. It's probably nothing too special. But let's go check it out. Okay, where the hell is it anyways?
Welcome to the Institute, ma'am.
Facts Matter says Republican or Democrat, basically two sides of the same coin, at least in this state. See, I will disagree with that. The reason that I liked Daniel Biss, even though he didn't bring this up in his gubernatorial race. But in serving the state senate, if I'm recalling correctly, he did eventually bring up a bill that brought up the whole pension, work to, take care of the pension issue, or at least try to take care of it. Ultimately, it was the state Supreme Court that ruled otherwise, but, he's at least someone who actually recognizes the issue and is trying to fix it. Now, am I going to vote for, JB Pritzker over Rauner? Yes, because at least Rauner, or at least Pritzker, is going to provide a budget for us. And he'll at least work with the state legislature. The only thing Rauner's tried to do is just take credit for things that the state legislature has pushed through without him. Things like the education reform stuff. Alright, so this is up there, so I actually should have went upstairs in here. And Rauner's a failure even for conservatives. That's why it's pretty much certain he's not going to be reelected. Now, I will say I do pretty much expect that Pritzker has potential to be another governor that ends up in prison. And that's why I'm hoping that someone else will primary him in 4 years. Hell, if I had the money, I'd primary him, but...
Father wants to see you.
But that's part of the problem too, is politics requires so much money and that sort of thing, which is completely ridiculous. Facts Matter says JB is corrupt, and I'm sure he will end up in prison like the previous two. Yeah. Joshua, it's not that bad. Edgar avoided prison. Quinn avoided prison. So yeah, we actually have quite a few governors that haven't gone to prison. And it doesn't mean that other states aren't corrupt. I mean, other states are corrupt. We just actually catch ours.
I can't express how truly humbling it is to stand.
I mean, hell, look at that. I can't remember if it was in California, but there was some local... There was some local council that was making almost as much as the president makes. I don't remember if it was a city council or if it... I can't remember exactly. But I know there was some kind of council that was making like 300-something thousands. I'm sorry, no... To me, no public position should be making more than what the president makes. It's just completely ridiculous. Or even close to it, honestly.
Sean.
Ah, hello, Mother. Tell me, what would you do when someone has stolen from you?
I'd teach the guy a lesson. Make sure he never does it again.
Using physical force is never my first choice. But there are times when it becomes necessary. The group that calls themselves the Railroad have acquired several synths from the Institute. Synths that had gone missing in recent months. They no doubt mean to free these synths, in their delusion that synths are somehow sentient beings. You've been in contact with the Railroad, so you're aware of their misguided beliefs.
They're crazy, thinking machines are alive.
Agreed. However noble they may believe themselves to be, they are thieves. Usually they are a minor nuisance, but lately they have become more emboldened. I'm afraid we've reached the point where a response is necessary. We have learned the current location of these synths, and need to reacquire them before the Railroad can hide them.
That sounds way too dangerous.
It shouldn't be. But it's important that we act on this soon, before the Railroad has any indication we've tracked them. We also don't want the Brotherhood of Steel getting wind of the presence of the synths. That would only complicate matters.
Hey, I'll act quickly. You can count on me.
You'll have a contact waiting for you just outside Bunker Hill. Good luck.
Alright, well, I guess, our first things first, we're gonna inform the Brotherhood. And Joshua, as far as Trump, quote-unquote, making only $1 a year. Yeah, I would believe that if he properly, you know, divested himself. Oh yeah, I forgot, I can't do that. No, hold on. Remove the marker. But he hasn't divested himself at all. Oh, Fax Matter says free Vim advertisements in the Institute, yes. You know, Trump is making money hand over fist between his stuff at Mar-a-Lago. You know, having, I think the Department of Defense has some kind of presence in Trump Tower, or at least did at one point. You know, all of the different stuff like that, it's just ridiculous. You know, he doesn't have to pull a public salary. He's making plenty from having the public, you know, do stuff for him. And it's like, you know, you only have to look around every once in a while and see, oh, look, another story of Trump making money off of the federal government. Alright, let's use, well, we gotta move around a little bit around here. Let's save first. Then we will return. I believe probably Starlight Drive-In we should probably return to. Drop off some of the stuff there. Get rested up, that sort of thing. Or actually we should return to Sanctuary. I have better power armor there. And then we'll return to Sanctuary, do our little maintenance stuff there. Damn it, Vertibird, you're supposed to be landing over here for me, damn it. I'm shaking my fist at the Vertibird, damn it. Because if that thing doesn't come to pick me up, I then have to, I only have one Vertibird grenade left, damn it. And that's supposed to get me back to the Pridwin, so I can go buy more grenades. Oh, and Fax Matter said, yeah, that California town where they were making anywhere from 300 to 700k a year. Fax Matter asks, which faction do you believe is the best in Fallout 4? So, like, me personally, I actually lean towards the Institute as the best one for, like, the Commonwealth. Reason for that is they have the technological superiority for it. And it's just overall pretty well. Now, if you're talking about play-wise, certainly for survival mode, I like the Brotherhood of Steel because they have the Vertibird signal grenades. That is probably like one of the most useful things here. Oh, especially if I was playing completely unmodded. Ooh. Joshua says the Institute is literally leaving the Commonwealth behind, except for enslaving everyone. See, I guess that's the difference I would make is, or the stipulation I would make, is the Institute under my leadership I would see as being helpful to the Commonwealth, rather than the Institute as it is under Father's leadership, or that sort of thing. Because there's a big difference between the two. You know, I see myself as someone who would take the Institute and actually bring them out into the Commonwealth and try to do good for people. Rather than just, you know, as you said, leave them behind. So there is a distinction to make there. You know, if I didn't have control of the Institute, You know, if it wasn't leading up to that point, then yeah, I would completely agree that the Institute is a bad thing, because a lot of these scientist types really aren't doing the things to, they just want to do their research and stuff. You know, it's like the big MT or the big mountain in New Vegas, except just that they're alive instead of brain jars. Definitely the railroad is not the people to go to, though. The railroad does nothing for the Commonwealth. They only really care about synth liberation. But even while caring for synth liberation, they work to like eliminate any memories that the synths may have. Alright. We have returned. So this is actually the first time that we've made it back to Sanctuary here in... well, it's been many episodes. Fax Matter says, never sided with them. I think I sided with the railroad in my second playthrough. First playthrough was Institute. My second full playthrough was the railroad. And then this one is going to be the Brotherhood. I've never really done a full-on Minutemen playthrough. Okay, seriously, where is my X01 power armor? I can't remember where I've put it. I thought I had it around. Oh, maybe it's inside.
Out here, you gotta take things one day at a time.
I hope it's inside, because otherwise I'm completely lost as to where I've put it. There it is, okay. And this bastard's sleeping in my bed. Grr. Alright, let's get out of the Vim power armor. Take the fusion core with us. Let's see here. We'll put that weak fusion core back in, because eventually I'll need some weak fusion cores for when I go to, what is it? Vault 82? 81? Something like that? Whatever that vault is. Fax Matter asks, which DLC of Fallout 4 do you like the most? I think I'm leaning towards Far Harbor. It has a pretty interesting story overall. Oh, I went into this, but I actually have to sleep here. Hold on. Hold. Take the fusion core out so no one steals it. And I'll sleep with this.
I want to trade a few things.
Come on, get up so I can sleep in my own bed, darn it.
Go ahead.
My bed. My bed. But yeah, Far Harbor, I definitely enjoy the most. Although I will say I do like some of the more workshop-oriented DLCs, or like the Automatron DLC isn't bad. You know, I like building some of the robots and that sort of thing. It kind of gives me flashbacks to... oh yeah, this might... oh no, I guess it is 322. Okay.
Easy living.
One of my favorite games when I was a kid was Star Wars Droid Works. And I've actually considered doing something for it on the channel here. I've never really gotten around to it, but it's definitely something that I've considered that I'd like to do, certainly. I guess the biggest issue I would have with DroidWorks is just the potential music issues that come with any Star Wars game nowadays, which completely sucks, because when I first made my YouTube channel a long time ago, I wanted to do a lot of Star Wars games. You know, I've played almost all of the Star Wars games that are on PC. So the fact that when I did my first Star Wars game, which was Star Wars Rebellion, which is, if no one has ever played it on here, it's a grand strategy game, came out in 97, 98, something like that. I think 98. And, or you play either the Rebellion or the Empire. Well, the background soundtrack of the game got me my first copyright strike. And, I mean, it was just a minor one. It wasn't like the full-on, one of the big 3 no-nos ones, you know. And I was eventually able, well, it took down the video. I was eventually able to appeal it just to have the video back up, just with ads. So that was good at least, but still, it kind of affected my whole perspective on it, so. Save. Okay, so I have a level up available here. Seeing as I'm kind of traveling on my own, I think I'm gonna do the Lone Wanderer here. Who needs friends anyways? When adventuring without a companion, you take 15% less damage and carry weight increases by 50. So that is pretty useful. Facts Matter asks, speaking of Star Wars, were you a fan of the last 3? Are you talking in terms of like Rogue One? Oh dear. So are you talking about like Rogue One or like Solo and the holy crap, I'm gonna die here. Flee, 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 flee. You're destroying my turrets, damn it. Thank you, Ada.
A pleasure to see you again, ma'am. Are you ready to depart?
Oh, Facts Matter says, yeah, the female Jedi one who needed 0 training but mastered all the skill. So, in this instance, referring to Rey and the Force Awakens and all that. Well, and The Last Jedi. The Force Awakens I was alright with. You know, I'm still hoping to see Finn become a Jedi. Just because, to me, that would be the perfect explanation for why he superseded the Stormtrooper training and, you know, betrayed the First Order and all that. I mean, I completely understand a lot of the criticisms of Rey. To me, the bigger thing, though, is what they kind of did to Luke. I mean, that's the one thing that kind of hurts me the most. Because having grown up with all of the old Star Wars books and the Star Wars Expanded Universe and all that, I thought they did Luke Skywalker a disservice by how they ended him. I understand Yoda's lesson about failure is the greatest teacher of all, but I feel like Luke should have been past that point of failure. Joshua Perry says, Last Jedi seemed like the end of the trilogy. There's nothing left to explore. They bumped the entire original cast. And Facts Matter says, another thing, an entry-level grunt stormtrooper ends up easily kicking the general's ass. That's kind of an interesting point, but at the same time, I mean, if you at least look through some of the Phasma comments, you see that, well, not General, but Captain Phasma she's not a stormtrooper. You know, she's more of a renegade type of person who ends up joining the First Order. So she doesn't necessarily have all of that same training, perhaps, as Finn. Facts Matter says they turned Luke into an incel. I can't necessarily disagree there. Oh, I would have thought that Luke Skywalker, you know, because the moral of the story about Return of the Jedi is the importance of love and how that kind of defines what should have been like the new Jedi Order. You know, the fact that the Jedi of the old order kind of went against love. You know, because that was kind of like, that's the tie-in between the prequel trilogy and Return of the Jedi, is love between Anakin of his son, you know, is what eventually saved the whole galaxy. It's also what turned Anakin into Vader, but it's also ultimately what saved the galaxy of having Vader return to the light and all that. So it's one of those like they kind of go against the whole message that I think Lucas was going for. Now, I will say, from the things I've heard about what Lucas wanted to do with the sequel trilogy, I'm really not too impressed either. So take that as you will, but I knew there was a reason I went... I got chatting and then I forgot the dang reason I went back here to Sanctuary was because I wanted to upgrade this new this new combat shotgun that I got. See, this is what happens when I start talking about Star Wars, is I can go off and completely forget what I was supposed to be doing. And Joshua says they turned Luke into a coward. I can't disagree there either. You know, I understand what they were trying to do with the whole Luke failing Kylo thing. And is that sort of the reason that it went bad? But Rian Johnson, I am not impressed at all, and I don't think he should get the trilogy of films that they were talking about for him. Joshua says, anything would have been better than the nothing we got stuck with. Expanded Universe had a million options. Yeah, I mean, the Expanded Universe had its issues, to be sure. Even the Thrawn trilogy and all that, but things could have been handled so much better. Alright, I need adhesive. Let's see if I can actually make it from here. I hope that I can. And I can't because I don't have Tatoes. Because I never set up my Tato farm. Oh, no, I did have a Tato farm, but I took it when I went to... when I turned Abernathy into a raider place. Son of a bitch. And 10 Pines is raiders. Oh yeah, because I went to Outpost Simonja, and there was supposed to be someone there that I was supposed to connect over here, but apparently they disappeared at some point. Well, fudge.
Yes?
Kayla, do you have any adhesive?
Need to pick something up? Road's pretty long from here.
I'll take a look, sure.
Here's what I got.
Please tell me you'd have adhesive here. Aluminum? Or aluminium, if we were British. Adhesive. Lots of adhesive. Okay. Carla, you have come to the rescue. Joshua says, I grew up thinking it would be impossible to mess up Star Wars, and they did it in less than 2 films. They lost money on a Star Wars film. Yeah, I mean, Solo wasn't bad, but they messed up with The Last Jedi so much that it hurt Solo. Now I am planning to go to Comic-Con, or not Comic-Con, Star Wars Celebration in April. So we'll see how that goes. Ooh, advanced receiver. Exceptional damage, more sensitive trigger, better rate of fire. Yes, please. That's got the best one there. We could do recoil compensating stock. Drum magazine. I'll hold off on doing that. Should I do a suppressed combat shotgun? Okay, one thing I don't understand. Why the hell does the suppressor increase the damage of the shotgun? Makes no sense to me at all. No sense at all. Alright, so that I don't need to really do more with. Unless I really wanted to do... Oh wait, no, I do have the full recoil compensating stock. Okay, never mind then. Oh wait, no, this is for the rifle. I'm messing up here. Powerful, calibrated powerful. Now we'll just leave it at the powerful, but I want to give a scope on this one. Let's do the medium scope, I'm thinking. Or we could do the long scope. You know what, let's do the long scope. Well, actually, first things first, I should probably... I can't do the suppressor for this. I'm not good enough for it. Okay, we'll just do the scope for this one then. Long scope. Now the plasma pistol I did want to turn into sniper barrel, improved splitter, improved sniper barrel. For that I need more adhesive though. Alright, Fax Matter says, or well, Joshua Perry said, I mean, shouldn't it be easy to do fan service? Good writing?
Carla,
aren't there enough people out there with ideas? Well, at the very least, we'll see how Jon Favreau's Mandalorian series goes. I mean, I'm hopeful for that at least. Please tell me there was some kind of adhesive that I somehow missed. Oh wait, I forgot. I have a general merchant over here. Duh.
Crop's been growing pretty good lately. I'm sure I have something you need.
Fax Matter says nuclear material turning people into goo cheap.
I've got a few minutes to browse.
Let me know what you'd like.
Fax Matter doesn't like that Jon Favreau's doing The Mandalorian? Aw, what, you didn't like Iron Man? Did he direct an Iron Man? Or did he just... I think he did. That's why he made himself a character in it.
I heard your radio beacon, so I figured, why not? I wanted to personally thank you for giving us this opportunity. So let me know if you have anything you need me to do.
Joshua, in this instance, it's not really a film. In this case, it's a live-action series. So I'm hoping that maybe they'll keep him around for a little bit.
You should know, people have been complaining a bit about the bed situation.
People complain about everything. Fax Matter says, Iron Man, how can the Civil War happen before the recent one? Omar, welcome back! Yeah, we've just been we've been talking a lot of stuff. We talked politics, we've been talking Star Wars here. Alright, improved sniper barrel. It's the best one we can do here. And I don't think there's anything else we can afford. Nope. Oh well. It's an improvement, I guess. facts matter. So, are you asking, like, how can the Civil War happen before Infinity War? I mean, I know in the comics things do get a little weird. Omar asks, so did you kill Father? I have not yet. No, so far I've been doing a couple missions for him. I got back a rogue synth for him and that sort of thing. Now there's a battle for Bunker Hill where we're going to fight the railroad, but we're gonna stop off with the Brotherhood, let them know what's up, and have them kind of interfere. Yeah, I think I've ultimately decided on a better approach for when to kill Father. I think I know the perfect moment to do it. I think anyways. Omar says disappointment. The pole wasn't clear enough. Because I know Pickle Mike was voting one way. Because he wants me to kill Father on his deathbed. Alright, back to the Pridwin. For a couple of reasons. For one, I definitely need to get more signal grenades. Otherwise, we're going to be in a bad strait here. And two, well, we'll let Elder Maxon know that we got Dr. Lee back, and that we're going to let him know about what the Institute's planning at Bunker Hill. Fax Matter says X6 has a nice perk. He does? I don't think I've ever really made it far enough with him to get his individual perk. Well, there's the vertebrate and all that we never did get around to visiting. Oh well. Because, yeah, decided never to do the Minutemen mission here. It's just, I didn't want to have to deal with Preston and all his nonsense. Hey, we can see my little assembly line down there. Although I don't think the flooring has necessarily loaded in correctly. Something's weird down there. Oh wait, no, it has. It just... I forgot. I have the see-through metal crate. Max Matter says energy resistance 40% if I remember correctly. Wow, that is pretty good then. Though the bad thing is I don't think you can take X6 if you betray the Institute. Which is kind of sad. Fax Matter says, join the Raiders, you can smoke Preston. Can you actually kill Preston? Every time that I tried in the previous playthrough where I joined the Raiders, he was essential, so I never actually got to kill him, which was very disappointing. Someone tried shooting at us, somewhere down there. And there is where all the robots are on the big flying ship. We never did get around to doing that mission either. I only just discovered it in this episode, earlier on when I was passing through on the edge there. It's a nice little mission if you want a portable cannon. Alright, we're almost at the Prydwen. No signs of the Brotherhood project yet that we wanted Dr. Lee for. Omar says Hook is still looking for Peter. I'm sad that American technology ultimately went against the whole airship design. It would have been so nice to have airships like this. Okay, now why is it that the vertibird this time is leaving correctly, but the last time that it did, it ended up flying up and away into this? Yeah, that left perfectly fine last time. Oh, Fax Matter says, as far as Preston goes, just console command the essential off of him. I suppose that's always an option. Alright. Got lots of things to tell Maxon about.
I received word that Dr. Lee is returning to us. How cooperative do you think she'll be?
I've convinced her that the Institute is the enemy, not the Brotherhood.
Well done, Knight. As soon as Dr. Lee arrives, we'll interrogate her aboard the Prydwen. She's been under the Institute's influence for the last decade, and we can't afford to take any chances. Now, I believe you still possess an important piece of data that Proctor Ingram is eagerly awaiting. I want you to bring it to her immediately. Once again, Knight, you don't fail to impress. Dismissed.
And Maxon, there's something else as well.
I have something urgent to report, Elder. The Institute is attempting to recover escaped synths at Bunker Hill.
How did you obtain this information? Our reconnaissance hasn't reported anything of the sort.
I received the information from the Institute itself.
And you've done the right thing by reporting this to me directly. Well done, soldier. Your report provides us with a golden opportunity to state our intentions to the Institute. I'm placing you in command of this mission. Exterminate the synths at Bunker Hill, and whomever the Institute sends to retrieve them. I'll instruct Kells to assign you the appropriate backup. Dismissed, soldier.
Oh my god, Omar. Yes. Omar says this man needs to shave. He looks like a sad YouTuber. So true. So true. Oh, as a man, I've never understood the whole beard thing. It's just... neck beard, yes. Well, Maxon doesn't just have the neck beard. He has the...
Attention. Tomorrow's tactical
Which I'm not against his
postponed.
hairstyle,
New time and date will be
but the
forthcoming.
hairstyle along with the beard doesn't go together well.
We'll stop the Institute. For Maxon and for the Brotherhood.
Alright, let's see. So Ingram probably is back down, I want to say. Yeah, it's seeming that way.
Can I help you with anything?
Fax Matter says, does Spencer look?
I'll take a look.
Spencer. I should probably know who this Spencer is, but it's not coming to my train of thought at the moment. Alright, we'll grab all of your vertibird signal grenades. Do I have anything to sell? I do. I can sell this. For 67, really? The Richard Spencer hair? Oh, is that one of those, is that neo-Nazi guy? Omar says, if he was a teenager, I would understand. Pimples and shaving don't go together. Trust me, I know. See, that's why you have to shave, like, from the start. And then keep at it. Things go so much better there. Fax Matter says the identitarian guy, yeah. Oh, yeah. And then I know the Proud Boys have that, what, McGinnis guy, and... oh my god, that's just a complete mess in itself, too.
Proctor.
You're looking to pick a fight? I'll help you end it.
I'll take a look.
All of my weapons are mission ready.
Alright, anything else that I could have sold here? I have that nuke mine, don't really want to sell that. I think I'm pretty much good on how everything is. Oh, I have these mods that I can sell. I forgot about that. Does he have any aid? No. Okay. Fax Matter says, isn't Gavin married to a Jewish woman? Why, I'm confused as to why they call him a Nazi. So I was actually listening to WCPT, what, yesterday?
Now that we have intelligence on the
And they had whoever they have on Saturday nights. And like he had on a guest that was talking about McGinnis, and I think it was WCPT anyways. I think so. And they were talking about McGinnis, and McGinnis is actually more of a men's rights person than the identitarian sort of stuff that you see with like Richard Spencer, that sort of thing. Now, many of those segments have similar. They kind of blend together a little bit, their whole thing. But I mean, I'll say some of the men's rights stuff I kind of agree with a little bit. But at the same time, they do take it to like the incel level pretty much.
Here's your holotape, Proctor. Hope the data on that thing was worth it.
Thanks. You know, it's good to see you're still in one piece. I wasn't sure what the interceptor would do to you.
I wasn't worried. After all, I built the device myself.
I have confidence in everything I build too. But that's because I'll only deal with technology that I understand. Speaking of technology I don't understand, I'll get this holotape to Proctor Quinlan. I'm dying to find out what's on it.
Hopefully it'll reveal a weakness in their defenses.
That would be the best case scenario. Before we jump to conclusions, let's see what Quinlan's scribes can get off of it. I'm sure the Institute has all of their data heavily encrypted, so it's gonna take some time to crack. After that, we'll have to see what we've got. There's no telling what we might have grabbed off their mainframe. In the meantime, I've got a new assignment for you. So, I bet you're eager to get your hands dirty on our new project. How much has Maxon told you about it?
He seems to feel it's pretty important.
Important is an understatement. We're pouring every resource we have into this thing. I hope it's worth it. Come on. It's this way. Unless you're blind as a bat, I'm sure you've noticed that we've been building a gantry on the tarmac. Maxon and Kells have been looking for something that'll tip the balance when we go toe-to-toe with the Institute. Now, the Pridwin might be a big beast, but she's not built for fighting. That's where our new project comes in.
Fax Matter says, how does that power armor work on her when she has 0 legs? Maybe it's like the VR, where if you move your arms a certain way, it moves you.
This storage bay full of parts is what's left of Liberty Prime. The Brotherhood used it in the capital Wasteland as a weapon against the Enclave. It's the most advanced robot the Brotherhood has ever had at its disposal. Unfortunately, Liberty Prime was destroyed in the line of duty. I've spent the better part of the last few years piecing him back together. And if you think that was easy, try rebuilding a Protectron while you're blindfolded. In order to get Liberty Prime fully operational, before you run off, maybe you should listen to your orders. This robot isn't going to build itself.
What were you gonna say?
In order to get Liberty Prime fully operational, we're going to need your help.
It'll take a miracle to get this pile of junk operational.
You think he looks rough now? You should have seen him when I unsealed the salvage crates filled with his parts. Now, the good news is that we've got most of Prime's parts fully assembled. The bad news is that it's going to take more than a few rivets and some spot welding to get them working again. The first problem is his CPU. It's fragile, and every time we try to feed power to it, it blows itself out.
There's gotta be a way to solve that.
I do all the maintenance on the Pridwin, so you'd think it'd be a snap. As much as I hate to admit it, Prime's power systems are out of my league. Luckily, you were able to convince Dr. Madison Lee to return to the Brotherhood. She was on the original build team for Liberty Prime a little over a decade ago. I've already spoken to her, but she's reluctant to work on Prime for some reason. If you could get her down here to lend a hand with his power system, we can get the big guy moving.
Oh, you want me to convince people again. Don't you people know how to talk to people? Come on. Alright, so where the hell is Lee? Is she back in the Pridwin? She is, of course. Alright, well, I guess we will do that, because we really don't have too many more minutes to go to end the stream here today. And yes, facts matter, it is time to go shopping. We'll just stop by the Super Duper Mart, pick up some Liberty Prime parts, you know. Also, I think I picked out a mod that adds Liberty Prime power armor, but I have no idea where I would go to get it. Unless maybe I can do it in a console command. Let's see. Help Prime 4? Alright, let's see. That's NPCs. We have weapon, the Liberty Prime laser. Miscellaneous. So that did not really help as far as trying to find it. Let's see. I thought I installed the Liberty Prime armor. Yeah, Liberty Power Armor. So maybe I have to search Liberty then, instead of Prime. So help Liberty 4. Weapon armor. Liberty chest piece, Liberty helm, left arm, right arm, left leg, right leg. Okay. So I at least have it in the console that I could do it. Something to consider at least. Alright, so we have Kells down here, I think, to talk to. Oh, maybe we don't have to talk to Kells. I thought we did, but apparently not. So we just have to talk to Dr. Lee.
Attention, this is a reminder. All recovered technology must be presented immediately to Proctor Quinlan for evaluation. Anyone found in possession of undocumented technologies will be subject to inquiry and punishment.
Undocumented technologies?
If you're here to talk me into working on Liberty Prime, you can forget it.
One of us is a liar, and it isn't me.
Don't try and pin that nonsense on me. I said I'd come back to the Brotherhood, and I have. But you neglected to mention that I'd be asked to work on Liberty Prime. I've been down this road with the Brotherhood before. Why would I make the same mistake twice?
If not for the Brotherhood, do it for Dr. Virgil.
What they did to Dr. Virgil was cruel. It was wrong. How could I be so blind? You really know how to push my buttons, don't you? Tell Proctor Ingram to get her scribes ready. It's going to take a hell of a lot of work to get Liberty Prime back online, but we'll get it done.
Facts matter, I think it might be a little... I know she is still wearing the enemy outfit, isn't she? But I think it's maybe a little too late to try and execute her. I mean, just for shucks, let's try, just to see what happens. Alright, let's make sure that we have saved that properly there. Okay. Dr. Lee, for crimes against the Brotherhood, I sentence you to death. You are now enemies with the Brotherhood of Steel. Call it a workplace accident. Oh, I didn't want to throw a vertibird grenade, darn it. Oh no, I didn't open my personal storage container. Oh, dead. Call it a workplace accident. Alright, yeah, we'll not take that course. Not right now, anyways. Nah, we'll stay with the Brotherhood. They at least provide us with vertibirds, so that is acceptable. Alright. So is Proctor Ingram gonna have everything set up by the time we get back down there? She might. She's quick like that with her phantom limbs and all that. Fax Matter said Kayla dropped. Or were you talking about? Were you talking about Kayla, or were you talking about Dr. Lee dropping faster than drunk college girls' panties? Omar says, can't the Institute provide teleportation devices? Well, the thing about... Oh, Lee. The thing about the Institute is they only provide you with the means to teleport within, like, going to the Institute, and then you can leave the Institute to the CIT ruins. So you can't actually teleport anywhere that you want to go, which is completely disappointing, because you should be able to, because the Institute can do that. The only thing you can get from the Institute is... they do have, like, synth relay grenades.
Oh man, if I'm late for muster one more time, Captain Kells is gonna have me do 100 push-ups.
And what do you know, Ingram went from having Liberty Prime in a box to being right here already. And Madison Lee has gotten out of her traitorous uniform.
Excuse me, Proctor Ingram.
Well, things are off to a good start. Isn't that right, Doctor?
I hope so. Prime suffered some significant damage to his memory core. I wish your people would have been a bit more careful, Proctor. The good news is that the damage isn't irreversible, and I should be able to get the power flowing into his CPU core without overloading. If your people stay out of my way, that is.
Charming, isn't she?
Teacher manners.
Maybe I should teach her some manners.
That's not necessary. She isn't going to be much good to us if she's lying in a hospital bed. Besides, Dr. Lee's worth all the aggravation. We're working with one of Prime's original designers. I don't see it getting any better than that. In fact, since things are going so well, we're gonna have you start building his electromagnetic actuators.
Huh, makes sense. You'll need powerful electromagnets to get his arms and legs moving.
That's exactly right. Well, well, you're full of surprises, aren't you? What we need you to do is build the actuators for us.
Even if you know what the actuators are, you still need to know how to make them. These are the plans and the materials list. Don't lose them.
Now, before you get that look on your face, you'll be happy to know that we have plenty of the raw materials on that list right here at the airport. The only thing we need you to head out and find is a high-powered magnet. According to Proctor Quinlan, the best place to find one is in any of the ruined hospitals around the Commonwealth. We've already sent out a few teams to find the rest of the high-powered magnets you'll need. They should be back by the time you return.
Once you start building the actuators, we need one for each limb, so you'll need to make a total of 4. Good luck.
Omar says, why does she look wet? Because it is raining out, even though she's actually under this thing. I know, it's a little weird. The weirdness of Fallout physics, as we were talking about earlier. And yes, Dr. Lee did learn her lesson about being a traitor. So we can see that the teleportation device that we used earlier completely blew up on us. So we might as well just scrap it all. It's sad though that we can't actually set up like a teleportation area of our own to use. Because that could have been really cool, but hoping for too much from Fallout. Alright, let's see. So I gotta locate a high-powered magnet. Or we can also do the mission for Bunker Hill. I think Bunker Hill is closer, yeah, so we'll do Bunker Hill then. Although before I head to Bunker Hill, let's actually get some of the water that we have. Where did I put that thing? Here it is. I'm also hoping that our Lone Wanderer perk that we have now is actually going to be rather useful for us. I'm hoping anyways. Do we have any other... We do have some water in here. Okay, we'll grab that. And I think we should be ready to go. Alright, we're going to begin our trek. I'll probably have to end the trek off screen. But tomorrow, we're going to be continuing our Fallout 4 adventure. Yeah, we're going to postpone any further episodes on what we were doing with... Hold on, okay. We're going to postpone any further like episodes on... Oh, lovely, I have an infection now. On the Elder Kings mod for Crusader Kings 2. It wasn't really doing as well as I was hoping for. This series has definitely done better. So I think ultimately we're going to just continue doing this, at least till we complete it. If we complete Fallout 4 before Fallout 76 comes out, then I can probably do maybe 1 or 2 more episodes of the Elder Kings mod, but we'll see what happens. Certainly there's probably room for doing a building episode in Fallout 4 as well. Oh yeah, because I haven't done the Vault-Tec DLC yet either. Because that could be a lot of building that we could do there. Alright, well we didn't take a whole bunch of damage there. Radiation damage anyways. And actually I could just go ahead and do this. I kind of want to just go ahead and do this. Do one big hit on these guys. Now it is possible that you can go and talk to the railroad as well, inform them about everything that's going on, but and be like a triple agent. But I think, you know what, let's just go ahead and do this real quick. We have like 6 minutes to aim to try and get this done. It's pretty much just a matter of killing all these synths in here. Let's make sure we have the frag grenades are equipped. Who's that up there? Oh, my operators. Okay. Alright, we are pretty much at Bunker Hill. Let's go ahead and do this. Omar says, didn't you do lots of building in the virtual world in that one memory? Well, yes, but... yes and no.
Waiting for you.
Yeah. The line at the car wash? Super long. Took me forever.
Your attempt at humor is wasted. Our targets are inside. 4 synths under railroad protection. Majority of the settlement is uninvolved and are expected to run for cover. The mission's parameters just changed. We're going shooting. Requesting backup relay now.
Oh dear. So the Brotherhood have decided to make themselves known around here. We got a railroad heavy doing some fighting there. Any of these guys? No one here is necessarily focused on us. That's definitely good. Oh. X4 sounds like a synth. It's because he is a synth. But that was a good guess there, Omar. Holy crap. Oh, that was just the Brotherhood vertibird going down. Fax Matter says, last question before I hit the sack. What's your opinion on the NPC meme? Think it hits a point to where the media is in uproar writing articles about it? Have they? Because I haven't really seen too many articles about it. I know if you go like on votes, they're talking about how it's driving liberals crazy and all that. I haven't really seen anything like that though. Hey, don't fire at me. I'm just a civilian. Not really. This is actually nice to see a big battle going on and no one's attacking me. Of course, they probably will after I get done down here. Fax Matter says New York Times and Washington Post have? Have they? Oh, okay. Omar says, what are liberals? Depends on your definition of liberal. Ooh dear. Don't try and blow me up. We got the railroad. I think we'll just keep doing what Kayla would do and not necessarily take any sides here. That Paladin's holding his own pretty well. Let's just not get involved in the middle of the fire going on there. Okay, where the hell do I go here? Excuse me, Mr. Railroad Heavy. Oh dear. The turret doesn't like me. And if the turret doesn't like me, well, who else doesn't like me then? The other turret didn't like me. And Fax Matter says, as far as liberal goes, who knows nowadays? It's been defined as so many different things. Yeah, I mean, a lot of it goes down to how you would personally define it as well. I mean, me personally, I consider myself a liberal, but I don't necessarily consider myself part of the left, or at least the far left. And Fax Matter says, best part of the game, executing the railroad. Deal with the escaped synths. Alright. Boom, headshots. Boom, headshots. Boom, headshot. Oh, fail. kill the courser now. Oh dear. I thought you were supposed to be dead in all of that fighting there. Oh no, the courser was lost. Omar asks, are you a far right? I am definitely not far right, no. I consider myself more centrist. I'm a centrist Democrat, would be my estimation. Facts matter. I'm happy I can make you enjoy all of that fun. Alright, who else do we have to potentially kill around here? Or did they just kill themselves? Nope, the railroad's not doing anything. A Gauss rifle. Ooh, nice. We finally have one. Excellent. Can I, Oh, I can't pickpocket while she's in battle. That's totally disappointing. You.
Please stand still.
Omar says, not a far right nor a far left. Then you are my friend. Or then you, my friend, are a normal person. Yes. Like, the biggest problem that the Republican Party has is it's been taken over by the far right. And that's what I'm afraid is going to happen to the Democratic Party now. Because, like, there's a good portion of the left of the Democratic Party who want to do the whole open borders, that sort of stuff. You know, that ridiculous stuff, which will defeat any chance at actually having a proper safety net in this country. Well... Ooh, a bunch of synth armor. I don't have any synth armor on me right now. Let's see. Can I afford to grab all of this? Excellent. I'll have to do some upgrades to it, but excellent. And speak with Father in the ruins of CIT. But we'll have to do that next time. Alright, folks, so, that's gonna be it for today. Oh, let me save, for the love of God, save. So yeah, we've made a little bit of progress. We haven't killed Father yet, but we're getting close, and I know the perfect time to do it. Not entirely sure if we'll do it at the ruins of CIT or not, but yeah, hopefully you all enjoyed, and we will see you all tomorrow at midnight Central Time. So thanks for watching.